Women get diagnosed with anxiety, depression, eating disorders, burnout, sometimes even severe psychiatric conditions, except autism. And no one stops to ask, what's underneath all of that? And the reason no one asks that is that the system was built around how autism looks in boys. So if you didn't match that in your childhood, you get treated for symptoms rather than the cause. Hi, I'm Cindy, a late diagnosed autistic and human rights scholar researching autistic life experience in adulthood. In a descriptive qualitative study published in 2025, participant women talk about going from doctor to doctor, trying to explain that something fell off their whole life, only to be told that they were fine or that is just a phase. In some cases, being given medication that didn't actually help in anything. And some women had even to pay out of pocket just to finally be understood. This is what happens when an entire system has never been built to design with you in mind. If you're still watching this, here's how to get help that actually helps. First, don't just look for any psychiatrist. Look for someone who explicitly works with adult autism, especially in women if you can. If their profile only talks about children, keep scrolling. Second, don't walk into your first appointment saying, I think I'm autistic. Just say, I had long-term issues with burnout, masking, sensory sensitivity, social fatigue, and I want an assessment that considers autism as a possibility for me. Third, be careful with professionals who jump straight into anxiety or depression without asking your patterns over time. Those things can occur, but they are often the smoke and not the fire. And last but not least, if you can afford it, go for a formal assessment with someone specialized in adult autism. Yes, it's expensive. Yes, it can be frustrating, especially if the waiting list is long. But a proper assessment doesn't just look at how you show up in a session. It looks at your whole life, your childhood, your patterns over time, the way you learn to cope. And ideally, it includes input from someone who knows you for a long time. So it could be a parent, a sibling, or even a childhood friend. And with a diagnosis in hand, look for a therapist who is experienced with autistic adults. If not available locally, I would still search for those credentials to find professionals who can offer online services. If you are already in therapy and not feeling any better, consider switching professionals until you feel you have the right tools to support your own journey. Everyone is different. I know this task can feel exhausting and you may think you don't even have it in you, but I want you to know that you are not failing at therapy. You may just be in a system that was never built to recognize you properly. So you still will need to do some self-advocacy and take the lead in your well-being.